Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And I just wanted to come on live here today and do, it shouldn't be too long of a training, maybe a short little training on why anxiety might be showing up in your day and some ways that you can give yourself some relief. So, I always like to tell my clients, anyone, that anxiety, all of our emotions, and anxiety is an emotion. It's a survival emotion. So, all of our emotions are our messengers. They are what help us understand what's going on in our body and in our environment. So, any of our emotions are here to just help us understand our experience with people, places, and things. So anxiety is just a survival emotion. And anxiety is just something that is here to warn us. It's just here to tell us something. It's like all of our emotions, they are messengers. So anxiety is no different. It's just trying to tell us something. But when we're afraid of our anxiety, or when we don't really understand our anxiety, then anxiety can seem kind of like our enemy, like it's trying to attack us, or like it's just wants the worst for us, because usually when anxiety starts to creep in, then we start to get these voices in our head like, oh, we're going to fail. Oh, we can't do it. Oh, there's something wrong with you. You should just go home. So we mistake the message that anxiety is trying to send us with fear. We start to be fearful. And it's just because anxiety, our brain is millions of years old. So our brain understands anxiety and fear, and puts it in alignment with the stress response. And so when we feel anxious and when we feel fearful, then what is happening is our body thinks that, something's wrong. We need to survive. So then the stress response comes on, and then the voices, the inner self-doubt, the critic comes in. But usually what triggers our anxiety, well, sometimes we don't have a clue what's triggering our anxiety. We just start to feel it in our body. But sometimes certain people we're around will trigger our anxiety. Certain activities will trigger our anxiety. So sometimes you have an awareness of what gives you anxiety, and then sometimes you just don't. Because I know that that's how it was for me. It's like I knew some things that did give me anxiety. Driving used to give me anxiety. So there were certain activities that was associated with anxiety. But then again, anxiety could just come out of nowhere, and I would just have a panic attack for what felt like no reason. And I would just start thinking about all of the bad things. Until I did this meditation, and I realized that anxiety is just a part of me. It's just an emotion that's trying to tell me something. So this meditation helped me to befriend my anxiety. And if anybody in this group is interested in learning about meditation or learning more to understand meditation, I am happy to help. We can have a 15-minute chat, and I can just kind of explain some things, maybe clear some things up if you have any questions about meditation. And that's at no charge. I think everyone should know how to meditate. And our society, they make it a lot more complicated than it really needs to be. So I'm happy to give you guys any information on meditation. If you guys are interested in that, you could just message me or comment meditation on this video, or information about meditation, and I'll message you, and I'll give you some more information, anything that I can do to help you understand how to meditate a little bit better. But you don't have to worry about meditation right now. I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to be completely analytical, something that you can tangibly do and see and understand. So there's no meditation. I just like to tell that story because that's how I started to understand my anxiety. And then I learned this exercise, which is just a tangible, easier way to see where the anxiety might be coming from. And then that way, when the anxiety shows up, you have something to go to so that you can relieve the anxiety easily. So this exercise that I like to do is called the Wheel of Life. So basically, we want to look at the different areas of our lives, and we want to see which areas are we happy in, which areas are I like to have you guys rate them from 1 to 10. So if it's a 7 or lower, that means that area in our life needs some nourishment, needs some attention. And if it's an 8 or higher, that means you're pretty happy with that area of your life. It's going as well as it can be, to your knowledge. It's as good as it can be for you, and you're happy in that area. So you might want to have like a piece of paper or something to take some notes on. So you're going to want to write down these areas that I mentioned now. So the big 5 areas in our life is our health, our careers or our jobs, our finances, our income, and our relationships with that could be romantic, family, any friendship, any type of relationships, just relationships in general. And then your spirituality or your relationship with a higher power. So those are the big 5 areas in your life. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at each area and just think about them. Think about, how do you take care of your health? What is it in your health? What's your current routine for your health? How does your health feel? Are you sick a lot? Or are you pretty active and you're feeling really good and energized most of the time? Where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? So 1 is like your health is in poor condition, like you're sick all the time, you never feel good, you don't have any energy. And then like a 10 would be like, you never get sick, you have high energy, you're very active, you eat really well, like you're very happy with your nutrition, your exercise, and your energy, and your body, and everything just feels amazing. So that would be a 10. So just think about your health and just be honest with yourself. The best way to get relief is to just be honest. No one has to know you're doing this exercise. You don't have to tell me your results. You don't have to tell anyone your results. Just be honest with yourself. And this is going to really help you see what areas of your life need some nourishment. And then, so you're going to do that same thing in your career. So think about your job. How happy are you in your job? Is this the job that you want to do for the rest of your life? Is this something you really enjoy? So a 10 would be, this is your dream job. This is your passion, and this is what you feel like you were literally born to do. And then a 1 would be like, you hate your job. Your job is the vein of your existence, and you cannot wait until you can find something else to do. So, and again, just be honest. You might not be a 1 or a 10. You'll be somewhere in the middle maybe. But just be honest and see, like, maybe you like your job, but you know it's not what you want to do forever. So it might be a 6, 7, or maybe 8. So just like I said, the best thing that you can do for this exercise is to be honest with yourself, because then it's going to give you a clear idea on what needs to be nourished in your life, because generally speaking, our anxiety is showing up because it's just trying to tell us that we need to be doing something. We need to do something else. So I remember when I was switching careers, well, actually before I even knew that I was switching careers, but I knew that I didn't want to do hair anymore. I was doing hair. I was a hairdresser for 6 years, and I had my own salon, and I knew that I didn't want to do that anymore. And I was learning about meditation, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to be doing with meditation or how I was going to be using it. But I knew that I wanted to learn more about the mind and healing and meditation. So one day this was after I did the anxiety meditation, and I was sitting there and I recognized my anxiety was showing up. It was in my chest and it was getting a little overwhelming. And I was like, okay, I just checked in with myself. I was like, all right, what do I need to do? And I just started thinking about it. Okay, well, I want to change my job. And in order for me to change my job, I need more education. So basically, that would have mean that my career, I would have had rated at, like, I loved doing hair. I loved my clients. I loved my job, but it didn't feel like what I was meant to be doing anymore. So I would have rated that probably a 5. And so what that means is I started thinking about that. Okay, well, what do I need to change my career so that I can move that rating higher, right? So my anxiety was showing up, and I asked myself what was going on. And, at first I didn't really know what was going on. So then I just kind of looked at, well, what am I doing? what am I doing right now? And I was doing a lot of mindless things. Like I was watching cartoons that didn't mean anything. You know, it was just a cartoon that I'd probably seen 100 times. So I was like, okay, and then I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing. Why do I have anxiety just laying in bed watching TV? Okay, you know what I think I need, if I want to watch TV, which is fine, I can watch TV, I want to watch TV, but let's put on a documentary, or let's put on something educational, something that I'm going to learn and get value from. If I want to sit here and watch TV, that's totally fine, but let's watch something that I'm going to, advance my education a little bit. And I changed it to something educational, and my anxiety went right away. That's exactly what I needed to be doing. My anxiety was showing up because it was like, look, you are making moves. You're changing. Things are happening. You don't need to be sitting here watching a cartoon you've watched 100 times. Do some education so that you can get the ball moving a little bit closer to where you actually want to be in life. And basically that's where all of our emotions are trying to tell us. Like, it's just trying to tell us like, hey, I'm here because you aren't happy in certain areas of your life. And we need to do something to help these areas in your life. So that's why it's really beneficial to do this exercise. Write down each area of your life and rate it from 1 to 10. And then now you'll have an awareness of which areas in your life are you not very happy with. And then next time anxiety shows up, look at this, look at your notes and ask yourself, okay, so let's say it's your relationships, right? You're not happy with your relationships. So when anxiety shows up, look at your list, and you should feel like our body, we are intuitive beings. So basically, like, you'll look at your list and you'll be like, okay, I'm not happy with my health, I'm not happy with my finances, and I'm not happy with my relationships. But everything else is good. So which area is calling to me? Which area does it feel like I need to work on right now? It might be your health. Maybe you should go on a walk. Maybe you should make a meal plan for the week. And maybe write down some recipes. And then your anxiety should feel a lot better. Whatever area is calling to you, just ask yourself, which area is calling to me? Is it the relationships? Do you need to call someone that's important to you that you haven't talked to in a long time? Do you need to go visit someone that's important to you? Do you need some education on how to communicate differently? Just ask yourself, what do you need for this area to improve? And generally speaking, for me and my clients, every time they have awareness of their entire, they take a bird's eye view of each area of their life, and they understand which area needs nourishment, which area needs some attention, which area needs to grow, which area needs to move higher on the scale from 1 to 10. And so you look at that area and you're like, okay, well, what do I need to do to improve this area, right? So do you need education? Do you need more exercise? Do you need better nutrition? Do you need to go spend time with somebody? So a lot of it might just be more education. Sometimes it's just simple. Sometimes maybe you just need creativity in your life. Do you need something artistic, to just kind of, help you, like your self-care, like, is your creativity down, just checking out your areas of life, and then asking yourself, what is it that I need? And giving yourself some space to think for just a second. Just think about what you might need, and then just try it and see if your anxiety alleviates. And if it doesn't, then you have more options to try. But then that's where meditation could come in, and knowing breathing techniques. Breathing techniques are really good, especially if you're too anxious to try to do an activity on this. But if your anxiety is just kind of creeping in and you notice it, all you've got to do is ask yourself, okay, what do I need right now? What are you trying to tell me? And then if you've got this list, go check out your list and see, does anything on this list call to you? Is there anything on the list that feels like you could work on it at that moment, that might make you feel better? And I want to say at least 9 times out of 10 it will. So hopefully this training makes sense to you guys. Hopefully this sounds doable, and hopefully you guys are getting some value from this. And if you are interested in working together deeper, or talking about working together, or just getting to know a little bit more about what I do, there's also a free 15-minute call that we can do just to chat a little bit, to get to know each other a little bit more. I can tell you a little bit more about my services, and you can do that at any time. Well, I think that's all I've got. I will see you guys guys next time. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment them below. So hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time, okay?